our season selection process, Scott Ford gave me a copy of Anatomy of Grey, telling me it would be a fantastic show for Lyric Arts. As usual, Scott was right. I fell in love with this children's story for adults. It's funny and poignant with just a touch of magic realism. In other words, it's a little like Scott Ford. Please welcome him back to the stage.
So here's the thing I know. Most of you have never heard of Anatomy of Grey. This is a relatively new play, hasn't been turned into a movie, hasn't been a best-selling novel, and it probably never will be, because this is a play that is written so appropriately and fittingly just for the stage. Jim Leonard really knew what he was doing when he wrote this play. It is no exaggeration for me to tell you that this is one of my absolute favorite plays. I teach a college course every year in play directing, and I have taken to making Anatomy of Grey required reading for my students because I think it is so perfectly theatrical. And I'm thrilled that it is on the season. I am really excited to work on this play again, and I am excited for you that you get to be introduced to this great play. So here's the premise. It is set in the 1880s in a town called Gray, Indiana. And according to the lead character, who is a spunky, opinionated 15-year-old girl named June Muldoon, Gray is a town where nothing much ever happens. It is a dusty little farm town. Shortly after her father's death, June and the other citizens of Gray are visited in spectacular fashion by a new doctor who also happens to be named Gray. And he decides to stay and set up shop and open a medical practice. He is a sort of 19th century McDreamy, okay? And the presence of this dynamic and eligible man of medicine and the emergence of some unusual health problems in the town sets the locals astir. So, what makes this play so theatrical? Well, it's a blend of all of these different things. It's a coming-of-age story, and it is a fable, and it is peppered with humor and live music, but it is also, in spots, profoundly moving, and it is deeply thought-provoking. It takes on some big ideas. Dr. Gray wrestles with entirely timeless questions of medical ethics. And the citizens of Gray are confronted with a crisis where they have to decide whether to put their faith in science or religion or both or neither. But it's also funny, and it has love and desire, and it has a hot air balloon, and it has a tornado, and you will see medical procedures performed right here on the stage before your very eyes. It's a mix of all these things. This play is like if you took Little House on the Prairie and it had a little whiskey and Then it got together with The Wizard of Oz and Gunsmoke and Prairie Home Companion and a Jane Austen novel and a medical textbook, and it spawned a theatrical love child. That would be Anatomy of Grey. It is an entertaining, emotional, and intellectual roller coaster. This one will engage you head, heart, and funny bone. So, it's a treat. It will stick with you, and you will tell people about it. And I hope that you will come see Anatomy of Grey. And I'm pretty sure that if you do, it will become one of your favorite plays